Introducing my modular crane blueprint set. This set is highly modular and comes with 3 cargo options: empty, storage container, and pipes. Let's head over to my creative world and I'll show you how to assemble it. Let me show you how to put this blueprint together. So you're going to go to blueprints. There we go. And you're going to start with legs. So find a spot you want to place it. So let's say it's over here. What you want to do is make sure that you take it down until it touches ground, just so that it looks a bit more realistic. If for whatever reason you have like a very uneven area, I would say place that down, and then what I would do is I'll just add like a concrete pillar at the bottom, just for the kind of make it look a bit more stable as opposed to just floating in the air. So you can kind of do that. That's one alternative. So once you've got the legs in, if you want, you can face the crane whichever way you want to do. And how I would do that is I would just place a foundation on here. Just place it anywhere and just nudge it into the center. So something like that. And then once you're happy with that, just place that down. And from here you can now face this whichever way you want it to face. So if you wanted to have a particular direction, you could do it. So let's say we wanted to face... So I'm thinking the top side is going to be that side. Well, it doesn't really matter actually. So let's say we want to face it kind of like this. So you place it down, then you look for the you can look for the upright, the bottom section. So upright, bottom. There we go. And you want to place this on here. And if you look at the triangle, you see where the ladder is. So kind of like the furthest point now. That's where the crane is going to be aiming at. So you can now just place this onto this foundation in the direction that you want the crane to turn. And then what I would do here is I will just nudge it down until it touches the bottom side. And just kind of make sure that it's more or less in the middle. So just see that you can see it on all sides. I can see like it sticks out more or less the same. And I'm going to place this here, and then I'm going to remove these ones, which I have there, just for the direction. Right, so once this one's in position, now your crane's pretty much lined up. You want to go back to blueprints, and you want to go crane upright mid. Switch this to blueprint mode, and just nudge down a single mini nudge or micro nudge. And place that one in there, and you'll see there's your midsection basically one up. Now, if you want to go for a really big crane, you can add a couple of these. You can just have to judge for yourself to see what you think is enough or too much, or also it depends on your requirements. Maybe you want a tall one, or maybe you want a short stubby one. So what we can do is we're going to make this one quite tall. So I think this is actually a little excessive, but it gets the point across. So once you're happy with the height, you're going to go over to crane upright top, and you replace this one down, mini nudge down again as well, and now you've got your base for your crane. So this one is actually quite tall. Right, once the top one is built, you want to switch over to body, so crane body, and you want to face this so that the little thing on the top, so this thing is to the right side, so your arm is going to go out that way. So if you're not sure, you can always just see it's the only side that's open. Alright, once you have this one in position, you want to move it down, and you just kind of like want to, you just want to hug this one here, so you might have to mini nudge this in a little bit. So get it up to there. You'll see it kind of fits quite snug. Just make sure it's in the center. And once you're happy, you can place that one down. And now what you want to do is you want to get the arm section. So arm mid is where you're going to start. So the front of this one is going to be where that little light is. So that little light there, that's the front bit. You want to lift this up and you want to nudge it in until you see it lines up with this catwalk. There you go. That's what you want. So on that blue section there, I then go one nudge in just to kind of hide those joints a little bit. You'll see it overlaps there, but don't worry about that. That's going to be perfectly fine. Right, I'm going to place the first one, and then you can add as many of these in as you like, and just nudge them in 4 times to get them into position. So I'm just going to, I don't know, I'm just going to add a bunch. Like, this really doesn't matter. It's entirely up to your preference. So let's do a couple more. Do one more. Yeah, I think one more is going to be fine. Right, so once you get the last one in for the midsection, you want to switch to arm end. let's see where that is. There we go. Crane arm end piece. This one's also going to be nudged in 4 times. And place that down. So there you go. So you can see it kind of taking shape now. So once your last bit is in, what you want to do now is you want to grab your electrical cable. You want to click on that one on the outside. Just make sure you got the outside. And you're going to do this outside, this middle to that middle, outside to outside. And there's your cables. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to add a cargo bit in here. So what you want to do is grab the cargo bit, which is over here for me for some reason. So let's say I'm going to do cargo empty. So just in blueprint mode, just aim for the bottom until you can see it snap there. And you just want to nudge this up. And then once it touches there, you want to go up one more. So you want those little tracks to line up. And once it's in position, you can now move it left and right as far as you like. Obviously just make sure it doesn't poke out there, otherwise it's going to look a bit weird. So just move it to wherever you want it to be. Once you're happy with it, place it there. And then the last thing you want to do is, you'll see there's a couple of electrical ball connectors right here. You want to kind of just try and target that one, grab it, place it on that one. And then same story as above, middle to middle, outside to outside. You'll see sometimes they're a little tricky to target because I kind of nudged them in quite far, but you can find them eventually. There. And that's pretty much it. That's your crane there. Something I like to do is I want to go in here and I want to remove all of these. I'll show you now why in a minute. Get rid of all of that, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this one again in blueprint mode. No, I want body cargo storage empty. And what I'll do is I'll place this right below, and then from here just kind of bring it down a bit up to about there. You don't want to go further than the cables can connect. And once I place this one in, I then go and I delete all this section here. You don't have to do this, I just kind of like to do this every now and then, just to add some more variety. Click on the outside there and then just kind of like hook it back up, so you've got this nice extra long bit here. So this is the empty one, so it's supposed to be like you can attach things to this, but it's just gives you a little bit more variety, makes it a little bit more interesting instead of all three of them being the same. And there you go. So nice and easy. And there's your crane up and running. The one thing you might want to do is just, if I was you, I will just redo the ladders, because the blueprints and ladders are a bit weird. It still functions, but it's see there's little gaps here and there, and they're quite a pain to line up. So if I was you, I would just redo this entire ladder. Just copy the bottom one and just take it all the way up, and then do the top one and just have it meet somewhere in the middle. So there you go, all the way up to there, and that's it. Pretty straightforward. You can go all the way down here if you like, and that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is kind of a cool one. It took me a minute to make it, and let me show you what it looks like at night time. It looks kind of cool. You'll see there's like let me switch off this light. Got these little embed lights in here, and same on the other side. Alright, so let me show you the other blueprint that's going to be also added to my Patreon. So both of these blueprints are ones that I wanted to do for ages now. So this one's going to be the server. So there we go, server 2. And if you make it daytime again, there we go. So all this is just a bunch of signs, a bunch of hypertube entrances, and just a bunch of bobs and bits. And these all threw together to make it look like a little server. And then if you combine all of that into like a little package here, whoops, kind of get this result, which I think looks kind of cool. What I would also do is I will just change these around a little bit, so you can see these are all the same. So what you can do is just copy that one, paste it there, and maybe just I'll just go in here and just change these around a little bit. Something like that. Close it down, so that's all different. Let's do, I think maybe, I think this one's a bit too far. Let's see if we can get it into waterline again. There we go. So I just kind of mix things up a little bit. I'm just going to delete that, delete that, delete that. And there we go. So it's just a little different. And there you go. You get a little server farm. Because in my builds, I like to do like little offices. And I've got like control panels and stuff in there. And then you can add these servers in like, or you can do like a massive data center. And it will just kind of round off the build a little more. Just add a little bit more detail. Completely unnecessary, but still pretty cool. And that's it. Thank you guys. For my patrons, you guys can grab this off my Patreon. If you're interested to see what else I have available, there's a link in my description, as well as the pinned comment, and you guys can go check that out. And for the patrons, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you on the next one.